Freaks of nature. The rare humans born with superhero-like abilities that seem almost inhuman. In the world of the NBA, these are the jaw-dropping players that make you wonder, how did he do that? Their stunning displays of size, power, speed, and athleticism push the boundaries of what we thought was physically possible on the basketball court. They shatter backboards, posterize defenders, and leap to heights that leave crowds in disbelief. Today, we'll be counting down the 8 biggest freaks of nature in NBA history. The players gifted with such extraordinary genetics and talent that they redefine the limits of basketball. Let's jump right in and meet these real-life superheroes of the hardwood. Coming in at number 8 is the Greek freak Giannis Antetokounmpo. At first glance, it's hard to believe a human can be this tall, this long, and still move with the fluidity of a guard. Standing at 6 foot 11 inches with a massive 7 foot 3 inch wingspan, Giannis glides down the court with gazelle-like strides that seem to eat up ground in seconds. He just needs a couple of dribbles to go coast to coast for a rim-rocking dunk. The length of his condor-like arms allows Giannis to almost casually reach over defenders for rebounds and block shots. He can scrub shots against the backboard before opponents can even get into their shooting motion. Giannis has a 40-inch vertical that allows his hands to touch 12 feet 5 inches, an almost imaginary height. When he gathers for a dunk, his head is often above the rim with his long arms extended out for the finish. The Greek freak is a true positional paradox, the skills of an elite guard with the length of an elite center. His rare combination of size, speed, and athleticism is the stuff of basketball fantasies. Offensively, he overpowers defenders with his Euro steps and dunks. Defensively, he erases shots with chase-down blocks and swooping arms. At just 29 years old, the Greek freak's best years are still ahead as he continues his reign over the league. Our number 7 spot belongs to the most physically dominant force in NBA history, Shaquille O'Neal. In his prime, Shaq was an absolute man-child, standing 7 foot 1 inches tall and weighing over 300 pounds of pure muscle. He boasted a superhuman combination of overwhelming size and deceptive quickness. Though Shaq seemed massive and lumbering, he could unexpectedly explode to the rim with frightening speed. His mammoth body concealed nimble footwork and cat-like reflexes. Shaq would catch the ball in the post, drop step swiftly, and boom, an earth-shaking dunk before defenders could react. He was famous for breaking backboards and ripping down entire hoops with his seismic slams. Shaq imposed his will through overwhelming physicality, but also surprising finesse. He overpowered opponents with his huge frame, then spun by them for graceful hook shots. At his peak, the NBA literally had to change its rules to try and contain Shaq, allowing zone defenses to swarm him. But not even multiple defenders could slow the big diesel once he had the ball down low. Shaq blended brute force with ballet-like agility to become the most unstoppable center in NBA history. At number 6 stands his airness himself, Michael Jordan. MJ seemed to completely defy gravity and physics with his unworldly hang time and aerial artistry. He leapt with the power of a panther, yet floated gracefully like a butterfly in the air. Jordan had supreme confidence in his 48-inch vertical. He would hang and hover until finding the perfect angle for a picturesque shot. His body control was supernatural. MJ could contort and shapeshift mid-air to evade shot blockers and effortlessly finesse the ball in with English off the glass. Beyond dunking, Jordan had feline-like reflexes that allowed him to make split-second decisions in the air. He could alter his shot angle or passing trajectory at the last possible millisecond to fool defenders. His leaping ability, cat-like reflexes, and acrobatic skills made him impossible to guard one-on-one. You simply didn't know what supernatural move MJ was going to unleash next, as he seemed to defy physics. He leapt with force, yet landed softly with complete control. Poetry in motion. Jordan combined his athletic gifts with an unmatched competitive fire that specialized in thriving under pressure. His assassin-like mentality and preternatural athletic abilities crafted the greatest player basketball has ever seen. Our number 5 freak of nature is King James himself, LeBron James. From an early age, LeBron seemed destined for greatness, with a body that was sculpted by the basketball gods. At 6 foot 8 inches and over 250 pounds of pure chiseled muscle, LeBron overpowers opponents with the frame of an elite tight end and the speed of an elite guard. He handles the rock with a point guard's nimbleness, then barrels into the lane with a freight train's force. His chase-down blocks are legendary, using his superhuman leaping skills and condor-like 7-foot wingspan to swat layups from behind. LeBron's highlights include dunks where his head is literally above the rim and blocks where he pins shots with powerful disdain against the glass. Beyond his size and athleticism, LeBron has also been gifted with preternatural court vision and passing abilities. He wields his muscles and athletic tools not just for scoring, but facilitating for teammates with whip-like precision. At age 39, LeBron is still defying time and gravity to remain one of the most athletic marvels in the NBA universe. His unprecedented blend of size, speed, power, agility, and intelligence has cemented his status as one of basketball's greatest genetic anomalies. Our number 4 biggest freak of nature is the towering titan Wilt Chamberlain. While we only have grainy footage to judge, by all verified accounts, Wilt possessed athletic abilities that almost seemed mythical. At 7 foot 1 inches, he was one of the tallest players ever, but moved with the dexterity of a small forward and could leap like a world-class high jumper. Wilt had a hulking frame, yet ran the floor with gazelle-like strides. His 48-inch vertical remains the highest in NBA history. The tails of his feet sound exaggerated, but are corroborated to be true, like the time he broke an opponent's foot with the force of his dunk. Wilt displayed a stamina and motor unmatched by centers before or after him. His 100-point game stands as a testament to his superior speed, conditioning, and scoring touch. Beyond athletics, Wilt also possessed staggering strength. Stories tell of him bench pressing over 500 pounds with ease. What made Wilt such an unrivaled freak of nature is that no NBA player before or since has combined his unprecedented size, speed, leaping ability, strength, and stamina. The NBA has simply never witnessed a physical specimen like Wilt, who excelled at every aspect of the game and athletics. He remains basketball's most mythologized and revered athletic anomaly. Coming in at number 3 is half-man, half-amazing himself, Vince Carter. In his athletic prime, VC was a human highlight reel, with gravity-defying hops that thrilled crowds and terrified rims. His nickname was well-earned. Vince would leap like he had rockets in his sneakers, then contort his body into jaw-dropping aerial acrobatics. He had hang time that seemed to linger just a beat longer than any other player. Vince used this mid-air mastery to unleash devastating dunks and acrobatic layups over hapless defenders. Perhaps what was most amazing is that he made it all look effortless. While others strained for dunks, Vince casually floated higher until finding the perfect angle for another poster. Dunk contests showcased Vince's creativity. He reinvented dunks with the honey dip reverse 360s and between-the-leg cockbacks that paid homage to the greats before him. Beyond dunking, Vince had cat-like body control to finesse off-balanced shots with ease. Even now in his 40s, Vince Carter can still rise up to throw it down when needed. He remains the blueprint for the modern athletic wing with his supreme bounce, fluid mobility, and fearless attacking. Snagging the number 2 spot is the human highlight film himself, Dominique Wilkins. Dominique got his nickname because his awe-inspiring athletic dunks were made for the highlight reels well before social media. His thundering throwdowns were violent works of art. Dominique would drive baseline, then wind up as if swinging a hammer before unleashing powerful windmills that could knock a defender into next week. He attacked the rim with a fury and disrespect that earned him the moniker Neek. Beyond dunking, Dominique had an unreal 45-inch vert that allowed him to sky high for rebounds against taller opponents. He could rise up with the quickness of a jungle cat to swat shots from unsuspecting offenses. Dominique's dunks were more than just athletic feats. They were symbolic gestures of power and authority over his defenders. He would wag his tongue after emphatic slams as if tasting his own greatness in the air. Dominique complements his athletic gifts with silky smooth shooting touch and pristine footwork inherited from his schoolteacher mother. Though underrated historically, Dominique Wilkins remains one of the most complete athletic freaks the game has ever witnessed. And now for our number 1 spot, the NBA's most extraordinary physical specimen, Zion Williamson. The first thing that jumps out about Zion is his frame, a sculpted 285 pounds of muscles on a 6'6" body. He has the heft of a heavyweight wrestler, yet stands as tall as an average guard. But the physics-defying feats come when you see this massive frame hyperdrive into motion. Zion has an otherworldly 45-inch vertical that allows him to play well above the rim. His head can reach 12 feet high on dunk attempts, almost imaginary level for any athlete, much less one of his size. He attacks the rim with the velocity of an F5 tornado, then rises with the buoyancy of a balloon. Zion's second jump abilities are equally freakish. He can rebound his own miss and instantly explode back to the rafters without a single beat in between. He tosses aside far bigger defenders like ragdolls, then pogo sticks right over their heads. His mass and leaping skills form a terrifying combination that no one in the league can contain. Zion is without a doubt the most athletic marvel the NBA has seen since peak LeBron. Built like a mini-fridge, yet able to leap tall buildings in a single bound, Zion redefines what we thought possible for a basketball player. The basketball gods broke the mold after making this once-in-a-generation freak of nature. The NBA has been blessed by many astounding physical talents over the years, but these 8 men stand out as the biggest freaks of nature in league history. Gifted with superhuman size, speed, power, and leaping ability that pushed the boundaries of possibility and changed basketball forever. What a list!